Welcome back. So we're going to turn our attention from addition without regrouping to addition with regrouping. We're going to first look at that by, again, base 10 representation of it. Then we're going to be drawing it with lines for tens and dots for ones. And then, of course, we're going to be lining up our place values and be practicing a numeric representation of it with no lines or manipulatives of any kind. But this will be our starting place. So the very first thing I want to do is demonstrate what this looks like with base 10 blocks. So the first thing I would do is have students count it up, write the numbers, and then we'll manipulate as first starting with the ones and then the tens. So this number is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 2, 4, 6, one more is 7, so 57. This number is 10, 20, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 38. Now the first thing we're going to do is put our ones together. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, one more is 15 ones. And our tens, we'll put them together. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're first going to add up our ones. So the ones, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 ones. And our tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So altogether there are 8, which is a total of 80 because they're worth 10 each. So now we're going to have to put these together. But there's a bit of a problem. We can't go 8 tens and 15 ones because it's not 815. It doesn't make sense. So we're going to have to do some regrouping. So the first thing we want to do is put our ones in a group of 10 so we can change it into a 10. So we're going to start by doing this. We have 8 tens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 there. We're going to split that off. We're going to trade it in or regroup it for another 10. These can now go away because they're now part of the tens group. These are the ones that we have left over. So we no longer have 8 tens. Now we're going to count up our ones. 2, 4, one more is 5. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tens is 90, 5 ones is 5. Put it together, 95 is our total. Now, another thing I want to stress when you're doing this type of work is always tell students you're only allowed up to 9 in a place value. The minute you have 10, which gives you 2 digits, that's not allowed. So the minute you have more than 9, you have to start changing and regrouping because it's not allowed to have 2 digits in one single place value. So each place value can only hold 1 digit. And of course, the digit's worth more the higher the place value it's in. So let's check another one out, modeling with the base 10 blocks. So with this one, we're going to first of all count our blocks to figure out what number we have. So this one, 10, 20, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 38. This number, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 2, 4, 6, 8, 58. So here we have 38 plus 58. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work with our ones. So let's get our ones together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Now when I'm doing this, I like to pull it into groups of 10 because it's much easier to do regrouping from that point. So right away, we can see we've got 10 too many. So right now we have 16 ones, and let's count up our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. Of course, 7 tens is 70, but we're just going to leave a 7 there. Now, students are often very tempted to go like this. Oh, 7 tens and 16 ones. So the minute you see a large number, you have to pump the brakes. Does that make sense? 716, putting together 38 and 58, that's way too much. So right away, we know something went wrong. So we've got to look at this. Oh, there's way too many in that place value, that one's place value. So we have to do some regrouping. We have to change 10 of these into an actual 10. So let's take away these numbers, because they're certainly not going to be the same after we're done regrouping. We're going to take these 10 away. We're going to regroup them or change them into another 10. And now all of a sudden that's allowed. So 2, 4, 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens. Oh, a total of 96. 96. So that makes total sense. Welcome back. So now we're going to look at regrouping, drawing lines for tens and dots for ones. So we're doing a visual representation. We'll do our regrouping and find our answer that way. So often students will find math problems in this form, and they have to really understand where their tens are and their ones are. So with this one, we're going to draw 27, 20, 10, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 19 has 1 10, 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we obviously have to regroup because we have way too many ones. So we're going to take these 9 plus one more to get 10. We're going to change that into a 10. We're going to bring down our existing tens. That gives us a total of 4 tens. And we're going to bring down our ones that are left. So these we've changed into another 10, so they no longer count. But we're going to bring our existing ones down, which are these 6. So this is what we have to work with. This is our answer. We have 6 ones and 4 tens. So 6 ones, 4 tens. The answer is 46. Okay, now it's your turn, boys and girls. I'm going to put 4 problems up at a time. I'm going to put them in my handy tens and ones chart so you can easily tell which is tens and ones, to give you a little more practice with that. Again, pause the video on the next slide, work out the problems, go to the following slide, and you can check your answers. We'll talk to you soon. So before we learn the standard algorithm, we're going to learn the step right before it. And I want students to pay very close attention to the step. You will have some follow-up work later that looks a lot like this, so get ready for it. This is what we do just before we learn the standard algorithm, so watch carefully. So we always start with the ones. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 1 is 7. Now, if you're one of my students, in your mind, you're already screaming, saying, no, you can't have 2 digits in the ones. And you're correct, you cannot. So we're going to have to regroup at this point. So for regrouping, obviously we're not allowed to have this. So we're going to have to take this 10 and we're going to have to add it to the tens. So we're going to have to add one more to the tens, which will give us 8 tens. We've used that up and no ones. So our answer is 80. On this side, 7 plus 8. 7 plus 7 is 14. One more is 15. Yes, no, not 2 digits in a place value. Don't worry, we're going to fix that. And then 3 plus 2 is 5. Now we need to do some regrouping. Well, this certainly isn't allowed, so this 10 has to come on over. We're going to move it on over here. That's going to give us 6 tens, and we've got 5 ones left over. So our answer is 65. This one here, 9 plus 9 is 18. So 18 ones. 8 plus nothing is 8. And you're right, no, can't have 2 digits in a place value. So we're going to take this 10, we're going to move it on over. So we're going to have 9 tens and 8 ones, because 8 is left over, for a total of 98. The next one, we have 8 plus 2 is 10. 6 plus 2 is 8. And again, we have to do some regrouping here. We're going to take this 10, we're going to move it on over. That's going to give us 9 tens and 0 ones. So it's going to be your turn. I'm going to put some problems up just like this. I want you to work them out this way, and then we'll go on to the standard algorithm. Have some fun with it. Take your time. Again, you're going to see, pause the video, you'll see the problems on one slide, and then the answers, you can check your work on the next one. Have some fun. Welcome back. Now we're on to the standard algorithm. So you've noticed I've moved my math problems down and left this handy space on top for our regrouping. Now regrouping is going to look a little different than the last activity that we did. So pay close attention if you haven't already practiced this skill, and I'll show you how it's done. So to add this, we start always with the ones. So 9 plus 9 is 18. 18. So we're going to put the 8 on the bottom, which is the ones, and the 110, we're going to move over to the tens. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. Moving over here, 8 plus 4 is 12. We're going to put the ones, 2 here, and the 10 from the 12 is going to go over here on top. Now we're going to add all our tens together. 2, 3, 4 tens. 7 plus 2 is 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. No regrouping needed for that one. We don't always have to regroup. Be very careful you're not automatically putting a 1 over in the tens. It absolutely has to make sense. So slow down if you start doing that. This one here, 9 plus 3 is 12. 9 plus 3 is 12. The 2 goes in the ones and the 10 goes in the tens. So altogether we have 3 tens. So that's what the standard algorithm looks like. I'm going to put some problems up for you to try. Again, when you're trying them and you add up your ones column, it's always handy if you're not used to regrouping without doing this, just to write your total ones and then figure out what digit goes in the ones and what digit goes in the tens. Again, it's your paper. Mark it up as much as you need to help you solve the problem. Again, if this is too much for you, draw it out until it makes sense for you, and then put the digits where they should be after you've drawn it out. It has to make sense to you as you go along. Have fun with them. Don't forget to pause on the slides that have the problems, and your answers will be on the next slide for you to check your work. Talk to you soon. Well, we've come to the end of another episode of Miss Teacher Tube. I hope you've had a lot of fun in this episode. We certainly have learned a lot about regrouping. Please practice your skills. Even have mom and dad give you some sample questions that you can work on. And practice a variety. Practice some with and without regrouping, just so you're not automatically putting a 1 over the 10s. Don't get into that habit. Really think about the math when you're adding, and always, always start from the 1s. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.